Well, a very good evening to everyone. Welcome to episode 204 of the Studio Rats Q&A Live. My name is the returning James Ivey.
Oh, what a great day now. Hi, I'm Paul Drew.
First, I'd like to thank Paul and suggest that he does improve his Photoshop skills for that glorious image of me.
That was brilliant. That was, did you not see? It was seamless.
It was absolutely seamless, wasn't it? No, I have returned from sunning myself on the beaches of where did I go again? I've forgotten already.
Can I just say, we normally get about, no. We normally get about 1.3 thousand views on the live show.
Yeah, go on.
Lee, 1.5. The boy's got something. That's all I can say. Hey, if I wasn't on it, if it was just Lee, it'd probably be 2,000 views.
Well, I had a lovely time in Minorca, so thank you very much, everyone. So much so that the kids have come back absolutely exhausted and they now need a holiday. So, Daddy wins.
Awesome. Can we talk about, because you put a post on the...
We will do after we've done this.
Oh, Joe. Thank you, Joe. What a kind donation. He said, I love the Mezabara Skill 30 review. I'm going to have to add one to the collection. I have to drive to Nashville and cannot stay for the QA. Have a drink on me. Oh, cheers, Joe. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I've got it here. Can you see if I put it there? There it is.
Do you know what? I mean, we spoke about these amps, didn't we, a couple of months ago? And you said, I am not touching those with a barge pole. Look at the state of it. They're all metal. As in, not...
But this is it. This is what happens. I mean, personally, it's, I think it's a bit out of order for me to say they've got the aesthetics completely wrong on this. But that's what I believe, because I'm, the only person that's going to buy that's not exactly true. But the only people that, if you went into a shop and that was there, you go, that's a metal amp. I'm not going to try it. Or I would do that. The fact it's got one of the best clean tones I've ever heard just doesn't make sense. So to me, the aesthetics on that is all wrong. But what they want to do, I get it. They've got these lovely sort of red transformers in there, so they're going for the sort of Porsche caliper sort of look.
Yeah.
I get it. But there must be a way of doing it to not make it look like so metal.
It does look very industrial, doesn't it?
That's a good word.
The thing is, industrial design is very in at the moment. The whole kind of steampunk look and stuff. But that's not a steampunk looking amp.
Steampunk, mate. It's not the 1990s.
Whatever.
Anyway, yes, no, it's an absolute beastie of an amp. Cheers, Joe.
So you were saying about me on the sherbets.
On the sherbets?
Yes.
On holiday.
Yes.
On holiday. Should we do that a bit later?
All right.
Do that a bit later, because that's a good discussion, that.
Yes.
And we'll see what everyone else thinks about it as well.
Yes. But, I have to admit, I do have a very legitimate reason for getting involved in that one. I wouldn't normally do it, but I'll explain later.
We'll explain the whole story to everyone later on.
So that's what I've been up to. Mr. Drew, what have you been up to?
I've been buying and selling amps, which I'm really enjoying doing, actually. I love sort of trying all the different amps that are coming in and out. I'd love to keep them all. If I had a big...
Well, it's not even love to keep them all if I had the space, because I've got the space. I just don't have the budget.
Yeah.
I mean, who does? 3,000-4,000 quid an amp. Who does have the budget for that?
Yeah, literally, yeah.
I think it would have to be something super, super special now for me to... I'm even thinking of shipping the Friedman on.
Nice. I think the Friedman's a good shout. This, it's had its time, I think, and that can go. So yeah, I've been doing amp capturing. There's a couple of new things coming out. There's one coming out next week, which is quite exciting, I think. So I've been sort of working on that. in that video. Did some Boss Katana stuff. New Boss Katana is absolutely stonking. And I think the head comes out. The head comes out this week or next week, I think.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, Gen 3 head, which is really good. I'm getting one of those at the end of the month sent down. Yeah, but yeah, so the new Katana is cracking. Should we move on to a couple of questions and stuff?
Yes, indeed. Let's get on with this thing. Boom.
Now, him says, hello, rats and community. Hope is well. I hope. Sorry, all is well. I hope. Sorry. Love the Mezabara demo. What a killer amp! Just made the hot weather this week hotter. Cheers, boys. Hand yellow, heart red. We think that's some emoji thing that's going on,
but not going quite right in this platform, does it?
Daniel, good evening, rats. It is hot, humid day in North Carolina. I love that Mezabara amp. Everyone likes the Mezabara. We seem to be getting quite a lot of love for this amp. Shahar, hello mate. He says, Paul, you are well on your way to playing almost every pricey boutique amp brand as part of your tone capture journey. Yeah.
What have we missed? What are we missing from our tone capture journey?
Soldano.
Yep.
God, to be honest, there's not a lot, is there? I mean, there is. There's loads of.
What are those ones that they always look like they're bubble wrapped?
Custom.
Yeah, custom.
Mate, you're more than welcome to go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere near those piles of crap.
Well, no, but I didn't know if there were piles of crap or are they just expensive or they always look bubble wrapped to me.
They're horrid. They're horrid things, aren't they? I seem to remember playing one, having a go on one in the 80s, and it was horrible.
I seem to remember they're very expensive.
Really? Are we talking about the same amp? They come like it looks like they've got a puffer jacket on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're quite expensive.
But surely they don't make them anymore.
I don't know.
Oh wow.
I mean, okay. Short of an actual Dumble.
Yep. I think there's quite a lot. There's Rev.
Right.
There is.
So a rev generator might be on if one came up for, because again, that's not an amp that I would normally put in the Paul Drew category. But we both played it at NAMM and it didn't.
At NAMM, it sounded amazing. We played through a load of amps at NAMM. I played through that new Soldano, the one with the capture with the 2 notes.
Yeah.
In the back of it.
Yeah.
What was it called? Astro. I can't remember what it's called. Astro something. Didn't like that. But as soon as you plugged into the Rev, it was just like that sounded amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd like to do the Rev stuff. Some more Dr. Z stuff. I'd like to do sort of on the cheaper end of the boutique, but
the obvious matchless, the DC.
DC matchless. They don't come up. They rarely come up. That's the only thing. Like a matchless secondhand rarely comes up because they're like hen's teeth in the UK. And you do see like the old, the odd one come up, but it's got to be an HC30 for me.
That's the amp that you shouldn't have let go, isn't it?
No. I definitely should have let that go.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, but that wasn't an HC30. I mean,
the
HC30 is a different amp. But yeah. There's got to be loads of, even some of the Fender stuff, Princeton's, Deluxe, it's all good stuff.
Yeah, true. Right, let's keep going.
Keith, hi Keith, how you doing, mate? Next, Keith. Evening all, evening, Keith. Ben, good evening, gents. Hope you're doing well, and you, Ben. Thomas Ross, good afternoon all. Good afternoon, Thomas. Chris Williams, evening all. Evening, Chris. And Noise Bloom, new one. Greetings, gents. Greetings, Noise Bloom. Hope you're well. Drew and Jivey in the house.
In the Jesus.
Keith, he says, I see the U-Sonic U-Looper now supports Yamaha THR and Marshall Code. Did anyone ever buy those? Yamaha THR sold a bucket load.
Yeah, the Marshall codes have, because they're cheap and because people at the getting into it stage can buy them.
Yeah, people like the Marshall name, don't they? And they go, "Oh, it's a Marshall, must be good," until they plug it in.
The thing is, though, at that point, they still think it's good.
Yeah, but the THR is supposed to be really good.
They weigh a ton as well.
But THRs,
yeah, they're really
little things.
Yeah, but they're metal construction. They're really weighty.
Alec, he says, "Eating rats, hope you're well. Lee Rock's proper influencer. Lee Rock's proper influencer. Lee does rock.
Lee Rock, a proper influencer. There you go. As opposed to you and me, the Mickey Mouse influencers.
Absolutely.
I hate that phrase.
Keith, not Katana yet, although I'm not sure it will due to the way the Katana USB works. I'm trying to,
not Katana yet, although I'm not sure it will due to the way the Katana USB works. I'm a bit lost on that one, Keith. Sorry.
Yeah. Let us know what you mean, Keith. And the USB in the 10 is great. Works really well. But
yeah.
Jeff, good morning from sunny Brisbane. At least it will be sunny in about an hour and a half when the sun comes up. Nice. Hope everyone in this rat hole is feeling wonderful. Cheers, Jeff. Nice Bloom. And he said, and you're right, Paul, the Mesobarb Barber is very versatile. It's incredibly versatile, isn't it? It's so good. It'd be nice. I mean, when you do a review like that, it'd be nice because it wasn't sponsored at all. I bought that amp off a shop in the UK used, and just be nice if Mesobarber just said, "Cheers for doing that for us, guys."
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. And at that point, a conversation starts, and both parties do well out of it. But we were saying off air beforehand, there are some companies who really get online content creator marketing strategies, all that sort of stuff. We don't go at this with a strategy. We're not that smart. We just make content and hope people like it. If they do like it, great. If they don't, we don't care.
Well, we do. I care.
We do care because you always want people to watch the stuff you make. But there's some things at the moment I make and I go, that's a good video. If you don't like it, I can't change that. But yeah, it is funny how companies don't ever get. Some companies just don't get it. However,
Mr. Williams, thank you, sir. He said, "Not surprised Lee pulls in the numbers. He's a prog god. He sure is. We should all
him prog god.
Yeah, we should all just bask in Lee's greatness."
No, still got nothing.
Okay. Steve, hello, mate. It says, "Hello to the Rat Kings and fellow vermin." Hi, Steve. Good to see your channel's doing well, mate. You're smashing it at the moment.
Indeed.
Well done, mate. Mendel, lots of surprise new amps added to the TSR collection recently. Great to see and hear. Lee might have a go on the skill. It's funny. I said to Lee, if he wants it, he can buy it off me for what I paid for it. And he said it's a bit. I can't remember what he said. Something like it's a bit out there. He said it's a brand he's never heard of, and might be a bit. Yeah, I don't think he knows the brand, so I think it's a little bit left field for Lee.
Yeah, so I'd mentioned them as a what if one ever came up, and Paul went and pulled many a funny face.
And see, that's it. I've got prejudices. I can't help it. I need to. Can you drop the link, please? Lee wants to have a chat.
All right, posting the link now.
So there's the link. Mr. Abraham will be on in a minute.
Mr. Abracadabra, we should call him. Yeah. Boom. Hang on.
Yes, hopefully he will, Mendel. Yeah, hopefully he will. Shahar, at least come around on Friday. Shahar, he says, "I returned my Boss Katana Go because it's premature end of life. Since you guys in touch with Boss, any idea what they'll replace it with and when?" I need to ask about that. I will ask about that actually, because I don't know if Matt watches the show, Matt from Boss, but maybe Matt, if he's about, he can.
If they prematurely end of lifed it, I mean, end of life is normally on a tech product is 3 years. Normally.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I might send him a
not 3 months.
Can you continue with the things? I want to send Matt a message.
Yeah,
and see if he'll comment on it.
Keith says at Shaw up. I think that's what that's going to be.
Are you all right doing this for a sec? I'm just going to
Yeah. At Shahaba, this is Keith again. Don't think they've discontinued it completely, just stopped shipping temporarily due to supply chain issues. Yeah. 3 months.
Yeah, that's it. I won't bother because I'm sure it is just
3 months is really short to discontinue a product. I mean, no company can afford to do that. Keith Axtell says, I feel the same about the Bogner Shiva 20th anniversary. Awesome, clean channel.
Oh, interesting.
See, we've looked at those and gone, yummy, both of us, haven't we?
Yeah, Bogner Shivas as well are quite reasonable amps.
Yeah.
They're a bit out of favour. They're a little bit, I think, because weren't they like Jerry Cantrell's amp? I think he used to. And even though, fantastic guitar player, and that sound was of an era, wasn't it? So I always thought they were just like a JCM 800 sort of thing, but I could be so
wrong. Dan C. Rats, you need to find and try a Kingsley amp. Rare, but incredible amp. Simon Jarrett knows his stuff. Kingsley, never heard of them, I have to admit.
Kingsley, really, really high-end valve. They make amplifiers and pedals.
Right. Pedals. Nice. At this point, I am going to, quite frankly, greatness has stepped foot into the channel once more. I feel that my seat is no longer required, so I'm going to hand over to the prog god that is Mr. Lee Abraham.
Oh, give it a rest, will you?
We're not worthy.
Oh,
we're not worthy.
Nice to know Lee's got his marathon shirt above his head. He wore that last weekend
as his wife crossed the finishing line.
That was London Marathon last year. Did you see?
Was that nice?
No, you wouldn't have seen me. No.
I don't think you get into that, mate. I've got to be honest.
No, indeed. Yeah, you caught me by surprise there. You said, "Oh, Lee wants to come in." I thought, "Do I?"
Does he?
Have I not? I thought I got a message from you saying post the link. You want to come in?
Oh, that was maybe last week or the week before, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry, mate.
No, it's all right. No, I was just gonna say, yeah, I'll be interested to. You haven't said about what we're doing on Friday, have you?
No, it's some. No, I don't really know, to be honest. So it's something to do with some blind test or something that you want to do on me.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a blind test on Paul. I'm gonna get him to plug into something that he doesn't know what it is.
Right.
And then he has to form an opinion on it before he knows what it is.
Ooh, that's really good. It better not be this.
Oh. Do you want me to bring that as well?
You haven't got Gorilla, have you?
Amazing.
No, I just remember them from the 80s, though.
Yeah, they were horrid things. It was them and Peavey Bandits. Peavey Bandits.
Peavey Bandit by comparison was amazing.
Yeah.
Gorilla.
Completely different beast.
Oh yeah, so that's what we're going to do on Friday. So hopefully it'll make for an interesting chat. Anyway, but I was going to say about that Mesa Barbara amp.
I always see Hanna-Barbera whenever I.
There it is.
Yeah, the cartoon thing. Yeah. Well, it sounded great in your video, but there's that, and I'm sure it'd be really cool if I came around and plugged into it, and I'd probably really like it. It comes down to your style of playing, though, doesn't it? Because everything sounds pretty damn good. Everything that you demo and you try.
No, I don't mean that when you come round.
So yeah, I mean, it did sound excellent. I would say it's probably the most highest gain thing I've ever heard you play. It even sounded a little bit higher gain than the Friedman.
Oh, God, what Friedman?
Well, what's the one that I recall you playing? Was it the Phil X?
Oh no, it's way more higher gain than the Phil X.
Phil X actually doesn't have that much gain.
No,
really.
Phil X is like a JCM 800.
Yeah.
The one I've got, the
BE
Deluxe, much higher gain.
Oh yeah. No. This is. I think the Mesa Barber's got probably even more gain than the Bog now.
Wow.
But yeah, no, it's incredible amp. I mean, the clarity of it. I personally think you'd love it because it's got great cleans and it's got just awesome levels of gain to the point where I just go, does any amp need that much gain?
Yeah. Does it kind of like almost like start collapsing into itself? It's got so much gain.
No, not in that way. It just gets very. Do you know what I mean by doom sort of rock? It's just like
you could play it in drop.
Exactly, it's that sort of thing. It's very tight. It's
drop B and it would still work.
Yeah,
put a 5-string bass through it. See what it sounds like.
Well, because I want to try it. They do one called the M0, and they do an Eric Steckel. Eric Steckel's a blues. When I say blues, he plays blues style of playing, but he plays in a very sort of overdriven Gary Moore sort of more than Gary Moore.
Yeah.
They do want to visit. I'd love to try one of those big 100-watt beastie.
Yeah.
But this thing's louder than my 50-watt Amp Nations.
Wow.
It's so loud.
Bloody hell, that's saying something.
Yeah, they're loud. This is 30 watt, and there's no way that's 30 watt.
I was just going to say something just on the back. It might spark a bit of conversation. Just on the back of what you said earlier, James, about content creation and the way companies get in contact with you and stuff. But I happened to be thinking about this the other day. I mean, Andertons must be pulling an absolute genius stroke. They must be absolutely coining it in, because from what I can see, they don't do these days any other advertising apart from their own YouTube channel.
They don't need to. They don't need to.
They're earning from their YouTube channel. So they're earning from their... So not only is their advertising and marketing costing them nothing, they're actually making money from it.
Not only that, but it's almost like having affiliate links. It's almost like imagine...
It's their channel has their own affiliate links, which doesn't cost them anything because there's no affiliate scheme.
It's absolute genius. I mean, they are absolutely killing it.
But again, this is not defending Captain or Danish Pete or anything like that. But their content is not content. So I read a thing when I was away that made me very, very, very cross. This whole CEO of
Marshall.
Spotify saying that music is free to create.
Yeah.
It really got my goat, because people start to assume that what we do is free to create. Because, of course, before we even get into the fact we've bought gear and we've bought kit and all that sort of stuff to do these jobs, electricity's free, right?
Your time is free.
but of course it is, because we make money. It really gets my goat, and people say, "Oh, it's easy, it's cheap to make content." It's not cheap. It's not easy. The guys at Andertons, I know there is a backroom crew. I know there are people operating cameras and stuff. It's not like Paul and I, the one-man band territory. You couldn't make the amount of content they make and it be a one-man band, because Lee's got a company to run as well. So it isn't. It is cheap for them to do what they do, and for them to spend their marketing budget that wisely. I suspect their return on investment is very, very close to 100% ROI, which, let's face it, who can achieve that in the real world? Nobody.
They're absolutely smashing it.
But they also do great content. They make great videos. If their stuff was shocking, you'd go, "Oh, bless them, they're having a go." But it's not. It's really good. I mean, there are plenty of stores out there who are making questionable decisions when it comes to making their own content. They should be getting third parties involved.
Yeah.
Nobody else seems to do it quite as well as Andertons, do they? Because they, like you say, they all have a go. GAC and Peach and PMT and all that lot, but it's never quite as
well, because one of them's oh, my buddy's got a camera he can lend me. Oh,
no, hold on a second, that's not fair. Think of Peach. They are Jack, and he is an incredible guitar player.
Yeah, but an incredible. Oh, I was having this discussion with someone on holiday. Just because you can do the thing,
sounds great.
But just because you can
let's
do
not
the
argue,
thing,
guys. Don't argue.
No, we're supposed to argue. It's the whole point of this channel. Just because you can do the thing, great guitar player, yes, or great guitar players are out there, but it doesn't necessarily mean they can communicate well.
Oh, mate, he can communicate.
I'm not saying him in particular, but there are plenty of people out there who are great players and crap communicators.
Sure, but that's not Peach. Peach, when Jack was doing Peach's videos, they were astounding.
Oh, right.
I mean, great communicator, great player, just really highly intelligent guy that just came across really, really well. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, well, if anyone sees the amount of edits, James knows because he's had to edit some of my videos. But the amount of time going, what? He's just like Jack. He's just like, and it's seamless and it's beautiful.
Not just Paul or me or anyone. It's standard fodder. If you looked at the amount of stuff, generally for a 10-minute video, you're shooting for half an hour. Generally, for me, certainly for me.
Yeah.
2/3 of it hits the floor. That's why we like doing tonight. The totally live show, because there is no editing afterwards. There is no backtracking, all the blurps, whatever.
Yeah, you take it as you find it. Yeah,
exactly. That's what we are tonight. And it's great.
But I just thought because they're hurtling towards 1 million subscribers now, aren't they? Because they keep bigging up this thing about they're going to give away a real clon when they get to 1 million. But they must be absolutely coining it. I mean, the business is successful anyway, even without the YouTube channel. Do they monetize their YouTube videos? Yeah, I'm sure they do. They must do, don't they? Do they have ads? I don't think they have adverts on them.
That's really interesting.
Because
do hold, keep going.
Yeah,
because I think I've always thought that's questionable when you're selling a thing to then try and get the ad revenue from it as well. Surely, if you're
they've got ads.
They do. Okay, interesting.
I thought they did. Yeah.
Well, why not? No, but hold on a second. It's a different. It's that's a different side of the business that's got to. It's got to generate the money that's got to pay for the camera equipment for Taylor, who does all the filming.
Yeah, but we've just said that actually they're saving their money because they're saving the money by not having a marketing budget. Their marketing budget is self-replicating through ad revenue.
Yeah, it's true.
So, hey, I wish I thought of it first.
Yeah, exactly.
Lee's a genius for doing all that. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
It also proves that the guitar part of their business is their key business, because that channel is just flying. I mean, as great as Jack Duxbury is when he does their other video, and he's brilliant, phenomenal. But the keyboard business the keyboard channel has just hasn't done as well as the guitar channel. It just hasn't.
Why that is?
Because keyboard, I don't know.
They have a bass channel as well. I don't know whether it's a separate channel, but they do bass stuff on there as well.
Yeah, and they do acoustic stuff.
Yeah, because Nathan King is on there sometimes, isn't he? Doing the bass stuff. Yeah, Mark's brother.
Oh, interesting.
But Lee, you've forgotten that Paul doesn't know who Frost are.
Oh. PROG. The dreaded prog word.
See, I've just lost interest.
Okay.
Anything that's not in 4/4 or 6/8, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I'll say good night then.
Mate, you and me can talk about Frost and Jem Godfrey all night because I think they're a phenomenal band.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, chaps. I'll see you later. I'll see you on Friday, Paul. I'll let you know what time.
Yeah, great, mate. Yeah, look forward to it.
Have fun.
See you
mate.
later.
Cheers, mate.
Right, where did we get to?
I'm stunned now. Lee's left us, so I got nothing.
So Matt from Boss.
Yeah. That was quick.
Hold on. Yeah, you can say that. Hold on. Okay.
You can't say, can you?
No, I can. I can say, but I don't know where the source came from. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So yes, I can't say the source.
Okay.
We are continuing to experience difficulty in sourcing parts for the Katana GO. As a result, we have taken the decision to make some fundamental changes to the design. As this process will take a minimum of 6 months, and because we aren't able to confirm what the changes will be, we've also taken the decision to stop all promotion of the current model.
Wow.
So, yes, if you've got a Katana GO, original Katana GO, that'd be worth some money, I reckon.
That could be worth some money in a few years. Keep the box, because if you've got the box, we all know.
Yeah. I don't think I've got the box anymore. We always do that.
Right. But there you go. You heard it here first-ish from an undisclosed source.
Major Pentonic said, "Evening all from sunny Cyprus. Just cracked open a cool Kia."
Oh, nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's so strange, having to go to my own fridge to get food.
It's a shame beer's bad for you, though, isn't it?
Is it? Are you sure?
Oh, what? Are you sure it's bad for you? Or
Yeah.
Are you sure it's a shame?
No, you're sure it's bad for you. Having someone come over and serve me drinks and serve me food all week has been lovely.
Yeah, we need to talk about your faux pas in a minute.
It's not a faux pas. It's a moment of genius.
No, it's a faux pas. That was Jeff. My Tonex capture arrived in the mail yesterday afternoon. As a test, I captured my JTM 45 reissue last night using the line out from the aux. It surprisingly turned out great for a first effort. Nice one, Jeff.
Wicked.
Yeah, if you've got a good tone and you know how to capture stuff, or you want to go out the back of an aux or whatever, if that's the tone you normally use, that's the sound you'll get. Yep.
And it is, as someone who's been doing more captures today for a new project I'm working on, it's awesome. It still blows my mind just when you do the A/B at the end of the analysis, how close it is.
Good name, Sagnik Bizwas. I said, I have a Boss Katana Mark 1. Any ideas to replace this with the new edition? Any support from Boss to do so? When you say any support from Boss, do you mean like any sort of trade-in? If that's the case, not as far as I know of. No. Yes, I mean, personally, it's a big difference between the Mark 1 to the new one. You'll definitely benefit from it. But don't take my word for it. What I would do is take your Mark 1 into a shop that's got the Gen 3s and compare them.
Yeah.
But to me, it's such a massive upgrade, especially from the Mark 1.
Yeah. Mark 2 to Mark 3, there are a few things that even I went, oh, I like that. Some extra amp model is always welcome.
Yeah.
But some of the extra stuff they've done is brilliant.
Sorry, I'm trying to find a pen because there is a found one. Right. Next, because this is what I need the pen for.
Yeah.
Art and Comet. Definitely Comet.
Yeah.
That's a really good shout. I'm writing down actually.
He never writes it down.
I can hardly spell myself. So the only thing about car amps
is they always want to take you home. You've missed me. Come on, admit it. You've missed me.
I don't even know where I turned up tonight. Yes. I wish they did more heads. See, loads of car combos and stuff, and it's just a space issue more than anything. See, I can have heads stacked up on top of each other, but if combos, if I'm stacked up with combos, I've already got, I'm having to do Boss Katana stuff at the moment, and having to do that's hardly a hardship. I'm enjoying doing Boss Katana stuff, but I've got Katana amps and stuff, and heads you can stack. I wish Carl did more heads. I'm sure they do heads, but you don't really see them in the UK.
No.
But good shout though. Cheers, Anthony. Jeff, evening guys. As an experiment, how do you think a capture would work out? That's really interesting. That would make a good video. But then would you then be accused of doing that? Excuse me.
It's one of those, it'd be interesting to find out, but you'd never want to tell anyone how good it was. If it worked. I personally think there'd be aliasing noises and weirdness. Or I want there to be aliasing noises and weirdness, but I don't know if there would be.
I don't know, because I mean, what happens when the next, say that you've got a quad cortex, and you've captured your amp, and you've gone right, that amp's gone, and then something else comes out, and you go, I really need that amp now to capture, but I've sold the amp. So do you plug your new quad cortex? It's a really interesting thought. I've never done it.
I wonder if because obviously it's digital processing.
Yeah.
Digital processing. I wonder whether the latency would be the killer.
I wonder if it would correct it though. I wonder if it would correct the little gap. It would just go right, just chop that out.
I think the honest answer is we don't know enough about the capture technology to give that answer.
Good point. That's a good point.
We're
just surmising, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, there are people out there who we could ask, but I'm not sure that they'd be brave enough to give us the answer. But it's certainly an interesting question. Can you capture a capture? I'm surprised no one else has A, thought of it, and B, done it yet.
I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
I'm sure people have done it. Mr. Barr, he says, see if you can dig up a diesel. Diesels, I just hate the look of diesels. Talk about amps.
But you hated the look of Mesa Barbaras.
No. I way prefer the look of the Mesa Barber.
Yes.
And diesel. Just
because the diesels, I kind of like the idea of the channels being stacked.
Yeah.
It's kind of sensible,
Oh, amazing built amp. Amazing. Yeah. What was that one? That was the diesel. Oh, the big boy. The one with the slanted.
Matt Bellamy used one with Muse.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did he? I tell you what, I think so did the tall guy. What's his? I've forgotten his name now.
TALL or TOOL?
TOOL.
Yeah, diesel is a good shout.
Yeah, diesel is a good shout. I'm writing it down.
Mm-hmm.
That would definitely not be an amp that I would want to keep. Keith, custom amps are still available, just without the down jacket. It is like a down jacket. That's what it is.
Looks like they've just come out of the northern Arctic.
Yeah. Phil, hi Phil. He said, "Nice to see you both again. Hope you enjoyed your break, James, and not too bothered by the beach babes ogling you in your speedos." That must be awful.
It is a burden I am willing to bear.
Wow, you're a good man, James. Comet, yes, got Comet. Second one. Kawashi says that. Nice one.
That's great. That's a good shout.
Steve said, "Ever tried a mat amp? They seem impressive." I know very little about mat amps.
They're the forerunner of Orange.
Yeah, but that would definitely be your thing. That's not my thing.
See, I would normally have said you're absolutely right, but I've been trying to find a mat amp for captures and that sort of stuff. So
there's loads on eBay.
No, but there aren't loads. I've seen like one or two.
No, there's a few on eBay. There's a good few.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll have a look at that one. But yeah, the matte amp is the forerunner of the orange. I know that. And a buddy of mine played in a band with one, and it was the heaviest thing known to man. There was more glass in there than there is in most bottle factories.
There we go. Good shout there, Steve. Oliver Knight. I'm selling one of my car slant 6V amps if you're interested. Deluxe reverb on steroids on the clean channel, and Marshall style overdrive comes in a 1x12 combo and the head shell if you prefer it. Oh, there we go. It's got a head shell. Nice. Is that something? I'm gonna cheers, Oliver. Yeah, send a message on the website. But let us know all your what you're after and all that.
And also where you are in the world, because if you're in Outer Mongolia, that might make shipping a bit cost prohibitive.
Could be. Keith said, I know THR so well. I have one. It's decent. There we go. Yep. Evening all. Have you captured a high watt yet? Again, that's a James amp.
That's a me amp.
That's definitely not a me amp.
But the high watt I want is the Gilmore signature.
Right.
Because that's the one I want. And I think that'll be a good addition to our capture fleet.
Brian, he says, should I get the Active X3 or wait for the 4? Do you know what? I had a conversation with someone last year who asked exactly the same thing.
Along with me and you have said it several times.
Yeah. The 4's got to be coming out soon. It's got to be coming out soon. But I thought that last year, and he bought the Active X3, and it's the Active X3 is outstanding.
I mean, you could say we've been waiting long enough for the Blue Amp X. We're a little way into waiting for that one. So, and Axifex are another Fractal are another German company. They do tend to want to get things right.
I'm gonna send Thomas an email. Actually, I'm gonna see what's happening with see if he can give us any info on Ampex. Keith James, if you haven't, I think it's the Scottish type of haven.
If you're haven,
that's it.
I still don't know what that means. Maybe I'm missing something. Sorry, Keith. I'm not quite that.
That's in 500 miles, isn't it?
No, it's not. That's if I heaver. You know, I'm gonna be the one who's heavering to you.
Oh, yeah.
I genuinely cannot sing that song on stage and not do the appalling Scottish accent.
I don't think anybody could.
One of the nights ends. No, actually, I'm not going to tell that story. That's too embarrassing. No.
Yeah. Keith, I used my THR in Singapore apartment. Nice.
Now, which bit are you saying is nice? The Singapore apartment or the THR?
Singapore apartment, probably.
Yeah.
Tim, he says, hello, guys. Can't stay. Have to watch the replay. Have a great show. You're the best. Cheers, Tim.
Oh, thank you, mate.
Keith, Looper on Katana may not work because the Katana USB doesn't output to speaker. Oh, I see.
They're working on it, apparently.
Oh, they're really clever, those guys at Exonic.
Yeah, there's some serious
brain power going on there.
That was a really fun demo to do as well. I didn't think I could do the whole looping thing, but it turns out I'm better at it than I thought.
Nice. That's been bitten.
Oh, that's not so nice.
No. Brian, he said, what are your thoughts on Gen 3 version of the Katana amps? I've done 2 videos on that, Brian, if you want to go and check out the channel, and you can watch both videos. It's pretty awesome. Alec, the U-Looper, now it runs on both Sparks and Yamaha THR. It's basic in function, but load of memory, easily powered via USB battery and decent enough for basic looping on these desk amps. Nice.
Yeah, it's really good. If you haven't seen it, I did the video a couple of 3 weeks ago that is available on the Studio Rats channel.
Oh, yes. Miguel. Hi, guys. I have a question. I play with plugins. If I put a Tube Studio preamp like the Persona Studio channel before my audio interface, could I improve the quality of my sound? No. No, definitely not. It's don't think of so it's basically you'd have to have a preamp and then you'd have to have a reload box going out of the preamp. Is that what you mean?
Is what I think he's inferring.
Yeah.
And again, I could be wrong on this. You might have read it differently to me, but you could be right. Is if he puts a Persona Studio channel,
yeah,
which maybe has a valve stage in it.
Yeah.
So guitar into Persona Tube Studio preamp thing.
Yeah.
Then line level out of that into the line level input of his interface.
Okay.
Would it improve things because he's adding a tube?
Yeah, but most guitar plugins want a. Hold on, are we? I'm guessing that I play with plugins, so he's saying as a guitar player. I mean, yes, you can adjust the level, but
I don't think a random 12AX7 somewhere in the stream is going to make your guitar sound more valve guitar amp like.
No.
All the algorithms that are used to write the actual guitar processing plugins will do that much better than a random tube in the system somewhere.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how I read
it. A proper guitar valve pedal might make a difference. If that's what you're after. Something, something like
one of those HK
there's a couple
things that had those HK things that had a whole load of tubes in the front end might.
But like the Rotosphere or something like that.
No, there was HK did quite a big chunky preamp thing.
Oh, the
Rotosphere. I've been looking for a Rotosphere.
The Rotosphere, that's a great pedal.
Yes. They're holding their value at the moment as well.
Yeah, I used to have one. I sold it like an idiot.
About 500 quid at the moment.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas Blue designed.
Yeah, the HK stuff's brilliant. There's an amp. If it came up, one of the big HK, one of the big. They're not very sexy, and you'd sell about 2 captures. But my God, they were good. Phil Hilborn used to play with one, and that guy could play the phone book, and I'd listen to him. And
yeah, sure, but that's the thing. It's not
a desirable amp, is it?
No, it probably sounds great. They're just not desirable amps.
Yeah, strange, isn't it?
Sagnet, sorry. He says, "Hello, I have a Boss Katana head Mark 1."
We've already answered this one.
Okay, yeah, we've answered that.
Yeah.
Steve, he says, "Will there be a live stream ceremony of Lee achieving official Studio Rat status? What does he have to do to earn his whiskers?" There's it's nasty frat boy stuff. Put it that way.
He has to not move to Singapore first.
Not move to Singapore?
Yes, because obviously the other Studio Rat moved to Singapore.
That's true.
Look what happened and to be fair, look what happened to him. I mean, his Dan's initiation ceremony into the Rats must have been so brutal that he moved to Singapore and never came back.
Yeah, it's nasty frat boy stuff that would end up in prison.
Not really.
Chris, the Marshall Code is only bad if you're a technical Luddite. All down to QA. There we go.
Queen Alexander?
Question answers?
Probably, yeah.
Jahar. Oh, another boutique berth worth the spin. Driftwood. Yeah, that's again probably a James one.
Oh, they look great, though, don't they?
Yeah, James. Yeah, they're a bit. They're a bit PRS to me. They're a little bit too.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. If you ding one, it's like
worry about it.
It's like if you ding a Marshall cab and you rip the Tonex, it's like this was a badge of honor. You ding one of those, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, pretty bits of wood though.
I've got a mate who I don't know whether he had Driftwood do his head and his cab, but the same company did. So they did the head, the cab, his pedal board, all in matching beautiful flame maple, beautiful veneered timber. I mean, it must have cost an absolute fortune. But my god, it looks good.
Yeah,
for the 2 gigs a year he uses it.
Bloody guitarist. Keith, official statement from Boss. Our current product has been extremely well received by our customers, and we have received many more orders than we had planned. Oh, interesting. However, we are currently experiencing difficulties procuring the materials used, which has resulted in significant delays in production. As a result, we're unable to guarantee a delivery date, and we apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. We will therefore stop accepting orders for the Boss Katana GO. There we go. Can we have a capture of the gorilla, please, Paul? Someone's got to buy it first. That amp. This is my thing. As I said, if Gorilla made a head, I might be tempted, but it's a combo. I can't.
Do you know what? I'm almost tempted at next week's auctions to buy some really, really terrible amps and do captures. To call it the tragic pack or something, like some. Oh, there's so many you could name, aren't there? You could do a crate amp.
it's something that definitely would take a lot of time.
The marketing department really had. So what should we call this new amp? Let's call it a crate. Great idea.
Yeah, terrible. But first of all, Tim, you said you weren't staying for the show, and now you're here again. So he said, Paul, no Peavey bashing. That's all I own. No, I'm not. Peavey makes some great amps.
Classic 20 and a classic 30. I had a classic 30 head. Brilliant amp.
Classic 30 is great. A cracking amp. No, nothing wrong with Peavey. It was just the Peavey Bandit.
The Peavey. Do you remember the Peavey? Was it like the Peavey Super Chorus? The two, like basically 2x12.
Yeah. No, it's a 2x10 or 2x8. It was. I know the one you mean.
Huge, great thing. And because Peavey stuff was clearly built for the road, it was indestructible.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Roland JC 120 levels of, fit and finish. It was great. It never fell over. It never crashed. Yes, there are other brands out there where the stuff sounded better, but it never fell over. It was always competitively priced.
Yeah, no, Peavey
stuff's great.
Peavey stuff's great. You can't deny the Hartley.
Yeah.
Jahar. He said, Lee, can you raise the camera? It's mounted on your knob.
Thanks, Shahar.
I note Lee's featuring his race shirt and medal. He is, exactly. Goggles. Paisano. How should you
Paisano.
Hi, Goggles. Hope you're well. Clive. Shahar Bar. Laughy smiley face. He's back again. Tim said, has anyone jumped on the polychrome keys lamp sim? The down tune is unbelievable. Polychrome keys lamp. Oh no. I saw that Kiesel had. I think that's a bit weird. A guitar brand that used to be an amp brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Carvin made loads of products, but they made amps. Okay, then the family decided to split. I think Carvin went one way and Kiesel went the other way. Kiesel are allowed to make guitars, aren't allowed to make amps. Carvin aren't allowed to make guitars, are allowed to make amps. And then Kiesel release an amp sim. It's very weird to me. Doesn't make any sense.
What about Carvin Legacy?
Oh, mate, you push the boat out. That's you all over. That's not me. I think you've done the Steve vibe. You've done the
true.
new.
That's true, isn't it? That's true.
Scent of a wheelchair pillow. He says, I have 3 Kingsley amps. Incredible stuff. Nice. Pricey. Scrunge. Would love some Magnatone captures. Magnatone. Well done. Thank you.
Yeah.
Magnatone. Yeah, nice. I've written that one down. Kurashi says, track down a Jika amp for Tonex. That would be incredible. I've never heard of them. Let's write that down. No. G-J-I-K-A. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have a look.
Jika.
I think, I think the only thing with some of these, there's loads of like really sort of boutique.
What about Hampstead? Or are they 2 pedal platformy?
Exactly. That's a good word. That's a good word. Great reverb, great trem that you can't capture.
Yeah, exactly.
Keith said, re-Spotify, if anything is free or at least very cheap, it's storage space and internet bandwidth. Time is money. Ain't that the truth?
Yarp.
Scott Barnett says, Paul, I've got to say huge thanks for doing that mini plexi comparison on the QC. I've been struggling to get a good plexi set up. And after watching your vid, I've now got it dialed in. Nice one, buddy. Oh, thanks, Scott. I'm trying to think. Mini plexi? What was that?
No idea.
Cheers, Scott. I can't remember that one. But thanks. Yeah, cheers, mate. I'm really glad that you got something out of it. Amazing. Roberto, he says, hi guys, just watched your video on how to record a song from scratch. Cool one. It'll be interesting to see one on Mixing Basic. Anyway, thank you for the content. Pleasure, Roberto. Noise Bloom. Somebody claiming music is low cost to create has no idea what it costs to create music. Absolutely.
Indeed.
What an idiot. And he owns a music company. Just idiot. Keith, distribution cost for Spotify is negligible compared to the distribution costs for vinyl or CD. Absolutely. Goggles, he says, I have the older models of the Vox Valvetronics hybrid amps with the 12AX7 electric tubes in them, 50 watt 2007 and 100 watt 2009. I would never sell them. Incredible amps. Nice.
Great.
Nice. Scott, on the Andertons vids, I completely agree. The content is awesome. However, I've been in the shop a couple of times and been treated awfully and overheard them telling someone some awful advice. Scott, haven't we all? That is, Andertons was my local store. And you can go in there and there'll be a great guy. And then you go in there and, as you say, some of the service was terrible. I was going in there. I was with Greg, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there. And there was and I was looking for a guitar. And there was a second-hand custom shop Telecaster with a Bigsby on it. Picked it up. I got shouted at. I understand if I was like a 13-year-old boy or something, but there was no signs on, please ask first, all of that sort of stuff. So we just walked out. But they lost the sale that day. And I should have told Lee that. When we went at NAMM.
Yeah, just a classic case of. I think when we worked in music shops, and we both have, it was service first, sales second.
Not where I worked.
Where I worked, it was very much about the customer first.
Brilliant. Should be, yeah.
And I think these days, everyone's under the gun to hit their commission targets and to do this and to hit that and to make that number. And we've got a spiv backhander on those. So if we sell more of those, you'll get an extra 20 quid in your page packet, whatever, all those things still exist, and I hated it. I hate that about sales, full stop. I'd much rather go and, someone say, I've got this much money, what can you get me? What can I get? What's going to be good about it? What's going to be bad about it? And be totally honest with someone.
Yeah.
But I know that's a thing, and I know if it makes me some kind of sales god, then so what?
Steve, Andertons have got the banter nailed down. That's more than half the game. Absolutely. They're great. The YouTube channel is absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
Anthony, Andertons is Saturday night entertainment. Peach is a well-done factual documentary. That's brilliant. Well put. Both great in their own way, and the best two in the UK from shops. TPS and
hang on, and
two down. And of course, the Rats are the other two UK shows worth watching. Oh, cheers, mate. I mean, personally, my favorite music shop was always Guitar, because you go in there and the guys are fantastic, especially in Epsom. They were brilliant.
We all know my least favorite guitar shop in the world.
Well, it's probably all of our least favorite guitar shop in the world.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Tim, has anybody watched the Ed and Wolf studio? Oh no. Footage from 2007 that was posted last night. It's been taken down already, but what a nice look into Ed and his son. No, I haven't seen that.
I would have liked to have seen it. Should we do the news?
Yeah, it was only 3 bits, but yeah.
Let's do the news.
Let's do it. Okay, so sorry, my computer's going to shake a bit. Okie dokie. Right. Some idiot has released. It's basically a pedal that does cat noises. Yeah. Yes, it's true. You play into it, and it's just different cat noises. It is amazing what some people do, though, isn't it? Like, someone thinks that that's a good idea. Absolutely.
I've got nothing. How much is it?
That's a good question. It is. I don't know. I do not know. Don't know.
It's too bloody much, no matter whatever it is.
Well, if it's more than 20 quid, yeah. So I now pick this because of you.
Why?
Because they're Star Wars inspired.
No, they're not.
Okay.
Horrific.
So it's called Devil and they are horrific, aren't they? Yeah, absolutely horrific. But look, so anyway, Devil and Sons have revealed his out-of-the-world craft casting guitar, sci-fi inspired works of art you can play with the spacecraft channeling builds utilizing the model making techniques used on the original Star Wars sets.
Yeah. Do you know what the model making techniques used on the original Star Wars sets was?
No.
Get a load of model battleship and aeroplane kits and stuff and stick it down quickly to build a Death Star. That's what
really?
That's
exactly it.
Yeah, to build the Death Star, it was basically get a load of kind of model battleship kits and aircraft kits, glue it onto a huge 8x4 boards, spray paint it quickly, and then fly their kind of very, very rudimentary motion control camera rigs over the. Oh, that.
I mean, the thing I don't like taking the piss out of this because someone's spent a long time.
Bet they cost a fortune. I bet they cost an absolute fortune.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're £3,000 each.
Do you remember? I remember someone built a Millennium Falcon base.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and I thought, and I'm a Star Wars super fan, and I thought that was the biggest pile of dog doo-doo I'd ever seen. That's
a lot of tuners. Yeah. I don't know who would buy it. I don't know who would buy it, who would play it. It's
nobody.
Very weird.
Nobody would play that.
Very weird. Right. And then I think this is basically the the news of the week. It's the new Harley Benton Plus.
It's a Harley Benton moment of the week.
Not this one. Not this one. So basically, Harley Benton are doing their Sir copies or whatever you want to do. I mean, look
at the neck on that.
So Canadian flame maple neck, roasted with steel frets. How much?
Well, I've just seen it because you've rocked up.
Oh,
342
quid. I mean, what is? Look at that.
Look at the headstock on that. That's awesome.
What is? It's making no sense. Yeah, really. Apparently, like really good parts, like component parts.
Right.
Yeah, it baffles me how they can do that. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I'm done. I'm out.
Right.
I'm coming back out.
Done. That's what he's done.
I'm done.
Awesome. Okay, let's get back into it.
Goggles. Andertons, like many content creators, don't always tell the truth and leave important information out. I'm not sure that. I'll probably do that, but that's not due to malice. That's due to missing stuff. I don't think it's.
I think so. We've had this conversation before on the show. You have to remember the direction that Andertons, Mitch Gallagher on. Oh, come on, help me out. So the Sweetwater channel, Peach, and all the other store-based YouTube channels are coming from. They're selling channels. They are their marketing department for those brands. If they didn't help sell stuff, those channels would not exist. Lee is not someone who is going to throw money at a project that doesn't make money at the end of the day.
No. Oh, talking about. Actually, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but it'd be awesome if everyone can give us a little like. And hold on. Oh, he's coming. All right, Bibbs. You coming up? Come and say hello. No. He's gonna go. Here he is. He's got his bed
over there.
He's gonna say that and lick his balls. Oh, look at that dirty little boy. Look at him. He's having a lovely time.
Filth.
Vincent Gearland. Greg, he says, evening, Greg. £200 lighter for the sake of patch cables. Makes you wonder if pedals are in fact quite reasonably priced. Yes. Here we go. I'll watch what he's going to do. Look at this. Watch this. This is good. This is good.
And
here he goes.
Is he going to cover himself up? That would be amazing if he was.
Here he goes. Look at him. Look at him, little idiot. Look at him. There he goes. He's happy.
Oh, I was about to say, are we now doing?
Oh, he's not going to hump it, is he?
Oh. That would get us taken off, wouldn't it?
Probably. Look at him. Yeah. Ah, there he goes. Comfy. Okay, good boy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, Greg's been building a little pedal board this week, and it's costing him a fortune.
It does. Yeah, patch cables are really expensive. Goggles. Many content creators need to research the subject they're discussing before they open their mouths. Yes, I don't think it's the content creator's job to give all the facts about the piece of equipment they're reviewing. I think that's the company's job. I think it's the content creators to make it sound good.
Yeah, I mean, so we did the review on JTT a little while ago of the Spark Live. And a lot of people said, why haven't you gone into the amp models and done the same level of review that Paul did on the original Spark 40 years ago? And I said, because actually the amp models and that sort of stuff and the architecture hasn't changed that much. This is a product that is being marketed as a thing that it is not capable of being, in my opinion. And that was what the crux of the video was.
Yeah.
And I think most people got it. And actually, it's a really good product. It just shouldn't be sold as a PA.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think people got that. But you can't get every piece of information about a product into a video. You have to choose your angle. And Paul and I think, choose how we're going to go at something pretty carefully. Although we have it looks kind of slapstick and slightly, we do plan our videos a little bit, only a little bit, but
there was a video that James and I did recently that didn't get released because the manufacturer said we got so much wrong.
Yeah.
So and he said, I'm writing you a long list, and we just went, do you know what? I think we won't bother doing this.
Yeah. Products. You also have to remember that products have to be reviewable.
Yeah.
If they're so complicated that two reasonably smart guys in the industry get stuff wrong, or that maybe the documentation accompanying the product was so blooming complicated that we got it wrong.
Oh, yeah, and it wasn't exactly written in the best English. Let's put it that way. It was that the product. Oh God, I wish we could talk about it, because the product is
the product is really good.
It's really good. It's ridiculous,
but it's so complicated. Anyway, moving on.
Keith, unlike Shahar, who sent his back older one as soon as I heard about the shortage, still have the box. Nice. Well done, Keith.
Surely it should be a "he's got the box" moment.
But the thing is, yeah, Katana GO, yeah. The thing is, the Katana GO is like, it's a product that's already works. I don't think, yeah, you've got it. If you buy it, Katana GO, if there's still some about, if you've got one, it's a Katana GO. It works brilliantly. Yeah, don't worry about any upgrades and stuff, because Boss don't really do that anyway. Tim, I would love to get a capture of the Cornford Harlequin.
Ready? Go. They are available on the Studio Rats page on studiorats.net. On the downloads page, you can buy the Cornford Harlequin patches.
Did you do the Harlequin? I thought you did the Hellcat.
No, Harlequin as well, the baby one.
Oh, you did that as well?
Yep, they're already. A pack is waiting for you. I think I did 10 captures, and it sounds awesome. There you go.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Mr. Bro. No, we've seen that. I think we've seen Dave like this. No, maybe not. Looking good. I reckon he just goes to some sort of like America's Most Wanted.
Crackaddicts.com.
Something like that. David, he says, I just wanted to say I used a Seymour Duncan power stage for the Tonex. Nice. At the gig I did last weekend. The Seymour Duncan's really great. Cheers. So the power stage is a pedal sized power amp.
Right.
Quite powerful. Made by Seymour Duncan. Excellent. Nice one, Dave.
Isn't there an Iron Maiden song called Power? That's Power Slave.
Power Slave. Yeah. Shahar says, Keith, the only reason I return the unit is because I'm certain that it will be replaced with something better that will have future support. That's a fair point.
But you know, the proof is in the "he's got the box" pudding.
Dave said, Paul, will you capture the Katana 3 so I don't have to buy one? That's interesting. I wonder if people would buy captures of the Katana. VH4, D's at VH4. Thank you. Cheers, Mendel. That's the one. Keith, Shahar, I don't know if the new version will be better or not, but I can't see them not supporting it. They sold too many. I reckon if it goes wrong,
sorry, go.
Yeah, sorry. I reckon if it goes wrong in its warranty period, they'll just, ship you out the new one when it comes out.
Yeah. And Boss stuff doesn't tend to go wrong.
No, Boss stuff doesn't go wrong. Keith, bear in mind the Boss support is sporadic at best in terms of updates. Having said that, Boss did an update for the Go a couple of weeks ago. There we go. Daniel, all car amps except the Riley are available as heads. Oh, nice. By the way, they're manufactured in my town. Nice one. It was at North Carolina.
Nice.
Isn't Daniel from North Carolina?
Well, North Carolina is a state, not a town, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, but still.
Only 1,000 miles in each direction.
Rock on Gibbo. Good evening, chaps. Good evening, Rock on Gibbo. What's your opinions on the way Marshall amps are going, and what should they do going forwards?
Make some amps is what they should do.
Thing is, it's easy for us to say. If I own Marshall, I'll probably be doing exactly what they're doing.
Living off your branding.
Living off your branding and making a fortune. The thing is, people aren't buying valve amps.
No.
I would love to say, but people are buying valve amps, but not in the extent that they were being bought.
No.
And yes, I personally think Marshall should be a boutique amp company, as opposed to shipping everything off to the Far East and then coming back.
But does Rock on Gibbo mean that, or does he mean Marshall, the USB speaker, Bluetooth speaker company?
No. So the CEO of Marshall did a statement this week saying that they're still going to support, they're still going to make amps, but also that they're going to go ahead and do modelers and that sort of stuff as well.
I think it's very...
Marshall hasn't got a good track record with doing modelers.
No, JMP1 was the last thing that was digital that was any good, and then there's questionable statements about whether it was any good.
Was that digital? Digitally controlled. I don't know if it's digital.
Yeah. Don't know. Oh well.
Hollywood. Evening all. Dropped in to say hi and sorry I missed the last 2 live shows. Not a problem. Cheers for coming.
Not a problem. I wasn't on one of them.
Jeff, sometimes you really need a compressor in front of a clean amp to make it sing. Couldn't agree more. But apparently you can't capture compression with Tonex. Is that correct? It doesn't capture. So no, it won't. You can capture compression if you put a compressor in front of an amp, but it won't react like a compressor. It won't be like having that compressor. It
won't do the dynamic bit. It will do the tonal bit of a compressor, not the dynamic bit of a compressor.
Yeah. Yes. It won't react and it won't then react like a compressor. But I've captured with a compressor on certain tones. Only really light with the mix a lot back because I like the tone that it imparts, and it does work. But yes, it doesn't compress. Talking to Dan, I've been following some of his bass lessons recently. All good stuff.
Him good bass player.
Yeah. Hollywood. Here is a random question about amp plugins. Do the companies each code up a plugin from scratch, or do they use some vanilla stock code and tweak from there? That's interesting. That is a good point, because a lot of companies use Neural DSP's engine, don't they?
Well, there are companies that use Neural's engine. There are companies that use UA as a platform. I'm not sure whether I should actually say this.
Go on then. You're going to.
I'm going to anyway, because I am. Yeah. There are some coding companies out there, much like OEM companies, who will do your coding for you. So if you say, we are Marshall, we would like you to do an amp capture and code our amp, please. Would you do that for us? They'll say, yes, that'll be 10,000 whatevers. And they will do it. And then they send it back to you and you brand it up as Marshall and you sell it. Marshall aren't about to go and invest, let's speculatively say £1 million, and that's a very small number for this sort of thing, on hiring a team of developers to go and do some coding for them. They're just not going to do that. They're going to sub it out to a third party. Those third party coders exist. Companies
I think they were talking about hiring their own coding.
Wow. Okay. But there certainly are companies who use third party coders.
Nice.
It's a thing. Whether they have all the platforms, VST, AU, AAX, all the plugins have a base code set to them, a set of rules that you have to apply. Otherwise, they wouldn't work. So, I don't know that much about it because I'm not a code head. That's not my thing. But I do know that it's not as you think, oh, we'll write the AU one, we'll write the VST one, we'll write it ain't that quick.
Yeah.
Which is why they have third party who do that sort of stuff.
Dave, good evening, lads. Last week I just did a swap for my PRS CE22, which I didn't play much for, a 2010 Gibson SG Standard. Nice.
Very nice.
Good swap.
I'd say that's a very good swap. Yeah.
Mike Blue, howdy from Austin. The head is looking shiny, fresh shave. I buffed it especially for you, Mike. No, I wonder I shave it. It's looking. I decided just to go instead of having that sort of bit that goes around like that. I decided just to go and just shave it all off now. I can't be asked.
It's the summer. Well, you'd hope.
No, it's definitely summer here. Don't know where it is where you are, but
cold today.
No, it's roasting here.
It was 26 degrees yesterday morning.
Mm.
Boo.
Danny T. He said, "Hi guys, joined late, but I see you're talking about boutique amps to try. Here's a long shot, especially if you guys in the UK. But Naylor amps are incredible. If you can find one. So Naylor, I've forgotten his first name. Anyway, Naylor now is the guy that designs Reverend guitars. Mike Naylor? I can't remember. Anyway, yes, he now designed Naylor. They're a brand that have definitely released some hit and misses when it comes to amps.
Whenever I see Naylor, I always think of Grant Naylor, who are the production team behind Red Dwarf.
There we go.
Sad but true.
The average guitarist. What other guitar YouTubers do you two like to watch, follow?
Well, you should definitely check out TSR Jivey Talks Tech. Definitely.
I mean, if you're talking about guitar players, Chris Buck, I think, is incredible. I've said that quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to watch. I really like. I tend not to watch a lot of YouTube. I know it sounds ridiculous. Or I tend to watch YouTube that is more like travel based or something because I do it all day long. And I think that's probably happens quite a lot. But I like watching. I like watching the pedal show.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the whole episode of that while I was doing some captures. That was good. Yeah, they're great. Chris Buck. I mean, there's loads of great players. John Cordy's great player.
It's funny because you watch it from a different take. You watch guitar stuff from a different take from me. I get very hung up on the production style and the presentation style. Yes, because all of them are better guitar players than me. I then get hung up on the other stuff. I like Rick. I still like Rick Beato. I know he's not necessarily a guitarist's channel, but some of his interviews, I don't know how the hell he lands some of those interviews.
Well, he's got a massive following.
But I mean, Sting would not just do an interview because the guy's got a gazillion followers.
Oh, he would. I think
Would he?
Exactly what he would do it. Yeah, I think exactly what he's doing it. No, I couldn't give monkeys about the production side of things. That to me is that's the least important. The information is the most important thing.
Wow, interesting.
Well, I'm not watching a YouTube channel about how to make videos, am I? I'm watching YouTube about.
Yeah. I watch those. Let's carry on.
Mr. Barr, he says, here's another blast from the past. Supro amps. Yeah. Yeah. I think Supro amps, it's not the same Supro it used to be. I think there's, I could be wrong. Are they US made? Are they all made in?
Didn't Supro used to be a lap steel company? They made lap steels and like pedal steel guitars, and then they got into amps because of
possibly. I think Supro used to make like plastic guitars. I could be wrong. You know, those Bakelite type.
All right.
I think I could be wrong. Back in the day, Scott, guys, I'm dying to get hold of a profile of the amp Ty Tabor from King's X uses. What amp does he use, Scott? Well, yeah, Ty Tabor is a great player. David says, I was laughing with my friend whose first amp was a Crate 1 wood box. We laughed until I tried to find one on Reverb. They must have thrown them all in the bin. Yeah, I remember Crate amps very well. Yeah, you don't see them very much. I think you're probably
Thank God.
Yeah. Jeff said Crate didn't do too bad with marketing. They got Joe Walsh in to promote them. Wow. I saw him in a working men's club in Leeds after getting free tickets from Sound Control for buying a Marshall TSL 122.
Was that when Joe Walsh could barely stand, let alone play a guitar?
Probably.
Because he's well on the record of saying he lost 14 years.
Yeah. Joe Walsh, it's working men's club in Leeds.
The joke was that the Eagles just didn't break up. It's just they didn't speak to each other for 14 years.
Oh yeah. Joe Walsh used to be amazing.
I'd see Joe Walsh play with Chaz and Dave, you know.
Maybe that's what he's doing at the working men's
club.
Hollywood. I thought Carvin closed down. That's why Steve Vai uses Synergy amps now. No, Carvin. They might not make amps anymore, but no, they're very much a brand that is still alive and well, as far as I know.
We had some Carvin PA amps, and they were brilliant, really, really good.
Yeah, I've heard that they did some good PA stuff. Kawashi, Gujuka, it's pretty obscure. It may not be possible, and I'm not selling mine. Ha ha. Nectarius, Edie Mats just came back from a gig. My Gretsch Hollowbody had an awful feedback, and I'm mad, but great show nonetheless. Well, unfortunately, it's a Hollowbody.
Yeah,
that's what happens, unfortunately. But you can rectify it by people used to, fill it with foam or socks.
Yeah.
You ever tried a PRS Sonzera amp? Would you recommend one? I've never tried one. I think that's their sort of blandish Fender style version of their amps.
You're not selling it.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, bland's the wrong word. Think of it like a non sort of.
Yeah,
it's not like the Archon or something like that.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Bartel amps, though expensive. I tried a Bartel. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Stephen, would you guys ever review Hotone and Ampere Stage 2? I know Paul and Lee did the Hot Mini, which Paul's not a fan of, but the Stage 2 sounds well better, I think. Oh, nice. Yes, absolutely. If they send us one, I'll be very up for doing it. I've got a feeling they won't send us one because we didn't say nice things about their other stuff. Simon says, I wish I'd never sold my Gibson L5. Wow. Back in the 80s, that's a guitar. Since found out the BB King, Alan Holdsworth, and Ty Tabor favoured them. Ty Tabor, wow.
Twice in the same minute.
Yeah. I gigged mine in a country band with my 1980 Ibanez AS100. Nice. Yeah, those L5s are crazy money. Still got the Ibanez. Nice. Tommy? He says, Meza Barbara led me to find Mizzotti amps. The preamps got me interested. I feel I have no need for tube power amp. Interesting.
Wow.
I'll check them out. Stephen, do you think Boss will replace the GT1 and come out with the G1X, an updated version? Possibly, yeah. I don't know anything about Boss's upcoming releases and stuff, but I might do. Russell, Simon Cook Kiesel is releasing a limited run of Holdsworth chambered models. Look at
Nice.
that. Jeff, Mesa Barbera. I used to love their cartoons. The Hair Bear Bunch are my favorite.
Yes.
Yes, I got to be honest, when I was doing the video for the amp, it was quite hard not to say Mesa Barbera.
Yes.
Russell, it's got both of them playing the red and black White Frankies bass and guitar. What are we talking about here?
The Holdsworth gig? No. Eagles?
Yes, yeah. He did mention. I don't know, black and white red Frankies. I don't know what they are. Russell, we're already gone. Lol. Good thing the algo showed to me first. I tipped up a couple of Van Halen VH, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yes, but man, that was fast. What are we talking about here?
Those stripy red and black things. Frankies? What? The black and Frankensteins.
Oh, I see.
Of course, yes. Sorry,
Okay.
bit slow there. Yes, we're there now.
Stephen, can we get a pedal that does fart and poop sounds? There is a fart pedal.
There is. I just wish there was.
There is a fart pedal.
Right. Before we carry on to the next bit, I put a post up while I was away on holiday about getting involved in other bands' sound. You already think I was wrong, don't you? Now, let me just tell a little bit of backstory here. The venue that the hotel we stayed at had an outdoor stage, and I'd said to the Ents team, who we got friendly with because my kids were going to kids club, and hence when Lucy said my daddy's famous, they Googled me apparently.
My daddy's famous.
What can I say? My kids are delusional. But one of the entertainers said, "Could you help us, please? We're having problems with the sound system." And I went, "Of course, I'll help. What help do you need?" He said, "Well, what's happening is every time we speak on the mic, the sound is going." And I said, "We're outside." Yeah. Well, there's a limiter on your sound system. So every time they get excited and shout, it pushes the overall volume down. It doesn't do it intelligently because it's clearly not an expensive system. So every time it hits the limit, the limiter goes wah and just clamps down on the whole thing. And I said, it sounds quite simple. It's quite simple, really. Roll some of the bass out of your microphones. Then when you get excited, it won't trigger the limiter, which is a cheap compressor that's been set up to do it, to push down so much. I helped them set it up. They did it, no problem at all. And they were like, "Oh, it's so much better. Thank you so much. It's not killing it. It's not rubbish." I suggested a couple of other things just to help them out. And they were like, "Oh, it's so much better. Thank you very much." They're only 3 weeks into their season. They're kids. They don't really know one end of a microphone from another. Anyway, so on was it Sunday night, Monday night? There was a band. 3 guys singing to backing tracks. And one of the Ents team came to me and said, "Why does it sound so bad?" I said, "Well, they've plugged in from their mixer straight into your mixer. And these 2 guys, their mics are quite bright sounding. This guy in the middle, who's clearly the boss, his mic is very bassy. So every time he sings, it squashes the whole lot down. So you can't hear anything." And I said, their mixer is obviously on stage. I'm not going to go up on stage and tamper with their gear. But if you can get a message to them just to roll some of the bass out of his microphone, it will help. I'm really sorry. There's not much more I can do. That's without doing a sound check. Anyway, that's what I offered. they came back to me two or three times. It said, "Is it better?" I said, "No, because he hasn't changed anything. To make a change on a mixing desk, you do have to go up to it and change something." After the gig, I saw the bloke from the middle, a young lad from a certain part of the northwest of England, where a famous boy band came from, where they happen to have an attitude often. Giving it all large, he was, about how appalling their sound had been. And he was shouting at the young lad from the venue. So I waded in and went, "I'm really sorry, mate. I've tried to help these guys out and tried to help you out. It's not their fault. It's actually your fault because you got so much bad." This guy gives me a full face full. At which point I defended myself, and he said, "But you're just some pissed up punter." I went, "Okay, mate, do you know what? I'm walking away now. Every time you're back here for the rest of the summer, I want you to remember we've had this discussion, and I want you to have a shit gig because you will if you're going to be like that." And I was so annoyed. I really wanted to help and be pro. The other two guys were like, "Oh, how can we make it better? How can you help us?" And the one guy in the middle didn't give a flying you know what. So while I wasn't trying to be that guy, and I was really desperately not trying to be, they asked me.
That is completely different to the post that you put on.
Yeah, because it is different, but that was written with beer goggles on.
But even so, it's not your. Even so, yes, they ask you. Yes, if the Ents team asks you to deal with it, but if you were that guy up on the stage, and there's this piss bloke that thinks he knows.
I wasn't pissed, but yeah.
Oh, you said beer goggles on, whatever.
No, I wrote the message afterwards through beer goggles because I might have got on it afterwards.
I mean, yeah, it's really difficult. But you're on holiday. Why'd you get involved? Don't get involved.
Because all the dads who I'd been talking to waiting at Kids Club heard Lucy come out and say that I was famous. They all started Googling as well. I had people come up to me and saying, "I bet the sound really annoyed you the other night, didn't it?" I went, "What? How?" It was so weird.
Right.
It was strange. I just thought, are we at a place now where people don't want help? They were clearly struggling, and I was trying to help.
But these guys are stressed. They're stressed on a stage. The last thing they want is the way that I imagined it is that you were standing by the stage, pissed, going, "You want to do this? You want to do this?" Well, they're trying to do their set, and I'm just like, "Oh God,
good God, no!
Don't get involved. You're on holiday. It's not. You're not getting. That's not your job."
No, I know, but it was funny. It was one of those. I really wanted to help, and all I was getting was abuse. If it was the other way around, if I was abusing them, that's quite different. But
I don't think get involved. I think you need to say. I'd say.
I just didn't want. I didn't want.
Someone knows what they're doing.
I just didn't want the lad who had been really good with Jake and Lucy and would be great with the kids and was a great entertainer and having a really good time. I didn't think it was fair on him to be getting the abuse from this guy.
It isn't fair, but you're a holiday guest. You're not.
I'm a grown adult who doesn't like. I jumped in to defend him. Anyway. I was being nice on holiday, and the beer was free, so it doesn't matter.
There we go. Right, next we've got loads to get through. So
I know we have. There's not that many.
Just see. Okay.
It would have been great. It would have been quite funny. It was quite a funny thing. Yes.
Russell, a couple other YouTubes got it downloaded. I saw, thankfully. What are we talking about here? I haven't got a clue what's going on. Russell, you might need to. It's really hard sometimes because we're so far back on the comments. Just put read this, whatever, like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll understand. Geo Sundance. I don't care what anyone says. I think gear is repetitive. Distortion pedals are all the same. Cat noises is something new and innovative, other than the same tube screamer. Great.
Yeah, it's not another 1176.
True. It's true. Why you misinterpret it? What do you think of the effects quality of the HX1? That's the one thing that's holding me back. Some of the demos sound kind of meh. Lee's got the HX1. It's really good. Line 6 know what they're doing with effects.
They do.
Really do. Russell says, but for amps, Blue has the Ampex coming out, so there's more. Out, and then there's Synergy. I've really stopped watching amp demos since I decided to get Ampex from Blue when it finally releases. Yes, looking forward to that coming out, Russell. Definitely.
The Synergy stuff is great as well. Really, really good.
It's good stuff. Keith, regarding Star Wars, the Millennium Falcon full-size model in The Force Awakens was decorated mostly in plastic plumbing parts and ducting. I was on set with it. It was filmed in Newbury. Interesting.
It was, because it was filmed at Greenham Common Air Base. A lot of the because it's all those green grass covered silos and hangars and stuff.
Oh wow! Oh, I know. Yeah.
Quick Star Wars story, if I may.
Oh God,
it'll be a quick one. When I was all right, good God, man. When I used to work at Pinewood with Avid, someone said to me, "You have to go and check out what's going on in Studio 3, I think it was." The big scenery dock doors were open, and there, large as life, was a full-sized Millennium Falcon.
Nice.
And I went, I've got to get in there. And as soon as I went to walk, some very large gentlemen in black suits were very quick to tell me that it was a closed set and I wasn't allowed in. But yes, having seen a real-life Millennium Falcon at a little bit of a distance, it was quite a thing. I was very excited. There, see, quick one. There.
Russell, Amp 1 is still like 700 USD used, but man does everything, really. Yes, the Amp 1s are great.
Yeah.
Jeff, I Googled Jigga amps. They've been around for 40 years, and a Wikipedia page mentioned the likes of Swan Lane, Eric Johnson, wow, George Benson, Joe Bonamassa. They must be pretty decent kit. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, never heard of them. Interesting. Stephen, I won that Harley Benton, and in the United States, they're like 350, 400 killer deal.
Yeah. Crazy.
Good deal. Russell, Harley Benton would be great, except I boycott Cortec, so Harley Benton off the table for me. There we go. If you buy Harley Benton, you will not get a neck made from that nice wood, said Tommy. Interesting. That is an interesting. I think they're just the ones that are sent out to the YouTubers. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see.
Yeah.
Gary, you get a lot of guitar for 400 quid these days compared to when I first started playing in 97.
Damn right.
Russell, if you've been playing a while, do you really want the cheapest guitar that exists? That's very true. No, everyone knows that I'm a guitar snob, but they look good for the money.
Mm-hmm.
We're there. Okay, right. Steve, nice. You need a comparison versus a jet guitar. There we go. Yes, Steve will do that. Russell, Race to the Bottom is sort of completed since Andertons actually started showing FGN, and with the Vola price drops, it's got a little shook up. But yeah, I don't know much about the Vola price drop. I know that their prices fluctuate like mad.
And the most important message of the night,
Willie, this is Willie, as always.
Yeah,
Russell, Vola just couldn't stay competitive at their original prices. Yeah, I imagine that's probably true. 200 USD. I've got my Ibanez RS135 brand new with case in 84 Comet Blue.
Yeah, I mean,
200 quid in 84 was very different to 200 quid now.
Yes.
Russell, yes, in terms of inflation, they still get loads. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
You need a moving on t-shirt. Moving on. There we go. Kevin, they should make a better 20-watt amp with cab emulated and such. We're talking about Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think implementing 2 notes would be a great move for Marshall.
Yeah.
Shagger. Bears. Oh, bass.
Bears.
Very. I love that guy.
I love it. I think he's brilliant. He's entertaining and good.
Yes.
And that for me is a massive part of it. Bears.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And a great player.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, good guy. David, Tone Talk with Dave Freeman often have other amp builders on, and in my mind, they seem to be amp builders denial. I'm an amp guy, but it doesn't seem to be going that way. Yes. Yeah. Death of Chocolate Clock. I don't fancy Mary Spender anymore. Just a face. That's brilliant. That's so good. Very short face, though, wasn't it? It's only a couple of weeks.
Too.
Joe Naylor, thank you. Yes, it was Joe Naylor. That's the name I was thinking of. Jamason Souza. Hello, I'm using your Tonex pack with Matchless, and its tone is perfect for any guitar I have here. Which others would you recommend for a more funk groove sound and a high gain overdrive? Gosh.
Well, the Silverface pack, which is the Fender Twin.
For the funk stuff.
High gain, the BE Deluxe pack.
I would high gain. I would go for the Bogner or the Mezza Barber.
Yeah. Both of which are available on the studiorats.net on our downloads page.
There we go.
The newer packs, it takes time for them to feed through into the ToneNet platform, just because IK have to do their checks and balances and stuff. So when we talk about brand new packs and new amps that we've just done, bless him.
He's flat out.
Yeah, to be fair, I've got 2 children like that, just with slightly less legs.
He's had a big day.
The new stuff doesn't feed its way into the IK Multimedia ToneNet platform quite so quickly, but it will be on there too if you have to buy that way. If not, buy directly from us and save yourself a couple of quid.
There you go.
Was that marketing enough?
Yeah, nice. The average guitarist, love Rick. He's a bit Marmite for me. I'm not a fan of Chris Buck. Shoot me. He's an awesome guitar player.
You know, it's not Chris Buck from REM, right?
Just making sure. That's not Chris. His name's not Chris Buck, is it? That's not Chris Buck.
It is Chris Buck.
Is that Chris Buck as well?
Yes. That's why I was making the fucking joke.
You sure it's anyway? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not Chris Buck. The Taurus Contalon. Pick only one to play with for your band. Cory Wong, Matthias Sasato, Danish Pete. Matthias Sasato.
Oh, do you know what? Do you know what? I'm on Danish Pete.
Yeah. More versed. Yeah, he's versed.
I want someone who's going to sit in the pocket with the band, not be the band.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
And that's not knocking Cory Wong or Matthias Sasato in any way, shape, or form. But I think I'd play in a better band with Danish Pete than those other 2 boys.
Yeah, and interesting. Good point. Mark in the mix. He said, "Do you shim the neck pocket on your Strats?" No, never had to. I mean, I've got custom shop Strats, so I probably don't need to because they should be perfect out of the factory. I have shimmed guitar necks in the past, but not.
What do you use?
So Amazon sell. Well, you can literally just use some card, just some thin card.
I've used beer mats before.
Jesus, that's a bit thick.
Yeah, it was a really cheap base.
Jeez. Yeah, no. Even the slightest, like a piece of paper, makes a difference.
Really?
Yeah, wow. A piece of paper. It's shoals different.
I think I ended up using about 2 beer mats folded over.
What?
It was a really cheap base.
Wow. Simon, he used mine. I don't know. Don't know. Let us know what everyone's referring to. Jameson, Sousa, do you have presets for the Eventide H90? I can hardly find anything on the Tinterwebs. Could you recommend some?
I could make some. Can you extract presets from an H90? I'm guessing you can.
Yeah, yes, you definitely.
Yeah. All right, definitely. I'll have a look at making some because it's brilliant. It's the single most confusing piece of. Let us know what presets you want. Do you want crazy out there or do you want usable? Because most of the stuff I've created up to now has been fairly usable, generic stuff that just happens to use one pedal rather than 5. Whereas you can create some utterly mental stuff using it that is just go, how on earth would anyone do that? Or more to the point, why would anyone do that? Just as an idea. But if you want normal stuff, then I'm a Cubby man.
Scott, Lab Series L2 guys, apparently BB King uses them as well. Yeah, Lab Series were a transistor based amp, solid state amps. Grashi, you used Lab amps, right? As the main amp. Yes, you did use Lab amps.
Yeah.
What Scott said. Jeff, hi guys. Tim Pierce spelling super cool session man was using your matches capture on Tonex last week. Oh, nice.
Nice. We liked him.
Yeah, no, loads of people use that. That matches capture has been on some pretty famous TV shows as well. With what's the big American TV show? You know, the chat show.
Oh, chat. Tonight Show with whoever.
That was one of those, yeah. Turntable used to Lab Series amps. Oh, Turntable used that as well. Wow, gosh,
3 times in one show.
Yes, I bought John Cordy's Unobtainium from eBay. I don't know what's wrong with it. I sound nothing like him. Very good. Davey Woodford, gig number 1 of the week done. Evening, fellas. Cool. Oh, Carolan Day tomorrow. Yeah, Davey's got a Carolan coming. He's very excited about that. It sounds great. I've been watching the videos. Nice one, Davey. What did I miss? Not a lot, mate. Just usual guff.
These are rubbish.
Thank you. Thank you. See, this is it's coming up. It's coming up. Death of Chocolate Clock. As I went to college. 2 guys who from 2-piece band. They named their EP No Wigs Allowed. Get it? 2-piece band. Very good.
Yes. 2-piece band. Yes. Very good.
Nick Torres. I'm recently in love with British voice cleans, EL84s, EL34s. Pristine clean tone before breakup. It's like they have more balls than Fender cleans. Yes. Yeah, I agree. An AC30 definitely has more balls than a Fender because it's not mid-scooped.
Yeah.
Yet Titable and BB King use Lab Series L5s, cheap chips now.
Yep.
Look at that. Do they accept cash? I'm guessing Simon's talking about the L5.
Guessing.
Jeff, Steve Jones, Sex Pistols guitar, 1974 Les Paul Custom, also owned by Johnny Thunders, sold at auction for 390 squillions. The estimate was 100,000. Wow.
Mm.
Wow. Pete Buck. It's Pete Buck, not Chris Buck.
It's Peter Buck. You're absolutely right.
Curtis Chavez. Now the Katana Gen 3 are out. Should I keep my Mark II and get a tube amp, or is Katana improved enough to satisfy most players? What are your thoughts on Cornell Plexi 7? Cornell Plexi 7 is great. It's just not that versatile.
It's a brilliant little thing.
Yeah, it's great.
I had one, and we went. We opened the back up to look at it and went, it was a work of art. It was a video that led on to the TSR20.
Yeah,
being a thing.
I mean, some people are going to be really happy with the Katana. Some people wouldn't be happy with the Katana. There's always people that only love valve amps. I would, go and try them out. See if you can borrow one for a gig. See how you get on with it. I think that's the only way you're going to do it.
I sold my Katana Mark II 100-watt Super 12 just because I hadn't used it in probably 18 months, 2 years. And it was the right time to sell it before Mark III came out.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's do so. So if they're talking between,
Yeah, exactly.
Do that. So Lee's talking.
Yeah,
he's talking. If you sing a Morrissey song, says David, do you go for the full vocal try or do you just sing in key? Very good.
The only problem with Morrissey stuff is I always find myself going back to the same note, whether I start at a different note and go back to it.
But he's got a style and you instantly know it's him.
Yeah, you're right.
There's some great Smith tunes. Jeff Cook, Peter Buck was in REM. No one named Chris was ever in that band. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah,
Simon Cook, tape, yes.
All right, yes, all right.
This.
They're chatting.
Let's get through. If you catch the L5, will that make you the lab rats? Very good.
Hey, very good. Right.
Yeah. We're done.
Nearly. We have to do this.
Stupid comments of the week.
What is it, Paul?
Stupid comment of the week. Well, I sent it to you.
Did you?
Oh.
When?
Ages, just before the show.
Oh. Okay. It says this was on the 1957 Custom Les Paul versus Custom Shop R7. Are the old ones better? Video. You ready for this?
Let's hear it.
Are we naming and shaming, or are we?
I think if you put a stupid comment, I think you
Yeah.
Okay.
Hugh Nijaman says, why is the pick guard taken off? Gibson went to the extremes trying to make plastic that was characteristics of the aging original pick guard. Whether pick guard contributes to tonality or not, it is the original specification that Gibson is trying to replicate with its reissued guitars. If you don't like the pick guard, then order a guitar without it. At least that way, the original from the shop. You do not customize a reissue Les Paul from the Gibson custom shop. And that is today's
Stupid comments of the week.
So I've got a commenter. What's his name?
Hugh.
Hugh, it's not your guitar. Stop being a prick.
Awesome. I personally, I think if it's your guitar, do whatever the.
Do we wrong with it? Who cares? It's not your guitar. What? Telling someone to put the plastics back on it. They want to take them off. Idiot.
Yes.
NYC Geology, what are your thoughts on the Rev D25? Looking for one-stop solution. Absolutely awesome. I haven't tried one, but the specs of it are absolutely stonking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a great all-rounder amp. Surely Jivey takes the prize for this. What's that?
My band help comment.
Ben, thanks for another great show, gents. Cheers, folks. Cheers, Ben. Hugh the douche.
I think that's it. I think we're done. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Why do I say ladies and gentlemen? Because it hasn't. There's no girls out there, are there?
One and a half, apparently, isn't it? For our, it's our
my wife probably.
Yeah, she's probably
in many cases.
Smash the like. Cheers, Steve. It really does help if you hit the like button. Give us
if
a like.
you only knew how much notice Google and YouTube and all that sort of stuff take of things like that, you'd do it more often. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been a blast as always. I promise to come back next week with less embarrassing comments and more embarrassing photos. Until next week, it's good night from me.
Good night from him.
See you soon. Take care. Good night.